So the Iranian parliament voted to designate the Pentagon as an official terrorist organization, and they voted unanimously to make that declaration. This is an article from Common Dreams. Let's check it out. In a move mirroring President Donald Trump's own justification for assassinating Iranian military leader Qasem Soleimani, Iran's parliament on Tuesday unanimously voted to declare all U.S. members of U.S. military leadership terrorists. The vote came 4 days after Trump ordered a drone strike near Baghdad International Airport, killing Soleimani. That's a little bit too weak of language for my liking. Trump ordered a drone strike to assassinate Soleimani near Baghdad's International Airport. Photos from the parliamentary session showed lawmakers holding up photos of Soleimani as they placed their votes and placing his image on their desk. So here's a picture of that. I mean, this just goes to show how much of a beloved figure really Soleimani was and still is in Iran. I think he has like 70 or 80% of the population had, pretty favorable opinions of him. I mean, that's, pretty high mark. Under the Iranian declaration, the Pentagon is officially designated a terrorist organization, and, quote, any aid to these forces, including military intelligence, financial, technical, service, or logistical, will be considered as cooperation in a terrorist act. U.S. military leaders will be subject to Iranian sanctions. Parliament also voted to allocate $220 million to the Quds Force, the unit of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, the IRGC, which Soleimani led, to boost their defensive power and to avenge Soleimani's death. Let's see. In a statement signed by Iran's 223 members of parliament Tuesday, the lawmakers wrote that Iran's response to the latest terrorist act of the criminal U.S. administration would determine the future of the region. If this harsh revenge is proportionate, direct, and military, and is taken promptly, America's factious grandeur will be destroyed, and U.S. officials will truly understand that the era of hitting and running is over, the lawmakers said in their statement, adding that the main goal of Iranian officials is to achieve the withdrawal of U.S. military presence in the area. Furthermore, they wrote, it is necessary to concentrate on the issue of American military force withdrawal from the West Asian region so that this aim will be achieved with the help of the resistance axis. So, pretty interesting stuff. The Pentagon, the U.S. government, definitely are a terrorist organization. I mean, this is just one shining example of that. They assassinated basically the number 2 in command in Iran, extrajudicially violating U.S. law, violating international law. It's a terrorist act, this Soleimani assassination, and it's just, another in the long line of U.S. Committing war crimes and, acting as a terrorist state. The airstrikes that they levied in Iraq and Syria against these Iraqi militia fighters were also war crimes and violated Iraqi sovereignty. That could be seen as a terrorist act as well. And again, Soleimani thing happened a few days ago. Those airstrikes were a week ago. And the U.S. has been, doing these type of things for a long time, unfortunately. And again, Iran's said that any type of retaliation won't be directed against American civilians. It would be directed towards military targets if they did choose to retaliate that way, in which they basically, have to, after what Trump did, they have to have some type of response, or, they could just be viewed as by the Trump administration as Um, basically, if they don't respond, I should say, then it kind of gives, Trump more room to further attack them in another way. So they're going to be forced to respond, and we will see what they do. But pretty interesting and hilarious and on point that the Iranian parliament votes to designate the Pentagon as an official terrorist organization. What are your thoughts? Share them in the comment sections down below.